Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Holly and Rich. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Holly's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give a correction if it's needed, and the only correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Holly's going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Holly, heel.
Holly, heel.
Now Holly is a very exuberant, happy little girl. So we want her to maintain that good attitude, so she's wagging, but if you keep your close eye on Rich's left arm, you will see how he occasionally gives her that little tug and release. Now she's been taught every time that you stop your feet to sit automatically without being told. So when you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting quietly at your left and waiting for her next command. She looks up at Rich. She's very, very into it. She's so eager to please that sometimes she overdoes it. Now the next exercise that Rich is going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, we do not use her name. You're going to start out this exercise practicing at home for about 30 seconds and slowly work up to about 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, returning all the way back to heel position, and when he gets back to her shoulders, she expects to get another command. And they take off heeling again. And remember, with this weather that we've got, I mean, it's January, February, it's going to be tough to work outside. Work indoors. Anywhere where you work with her is where you're going to get the best behavior. Rich leaves her in a sit-stay. We even have a blanket out so she doesn't get her tushy cold. Now this time, instead of returning back to her, Rich is going to call her. It's Holly, come, and he said it in a happy voice, but it was probably too low for you to hear it because you don't want to amp her up on that come command to the point that she loses it and jumps on you. You want her to come in and sit. And that eliminates the jumping problem. When you call her, she's to come and sit. Rich leaves her in a sit-stay. Backs away from her, but facing her, and now he's going to call her. She is one happy girl. She never had a bad day. Back to heel and back sitting. Very good. She's so sweet. We just love her. Now the next exercises that Holly and Rich are going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands, and there are 2 of them. The first one is a down from heel position. So with your dog seated at your left, you use your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word firm command to down and stay. Your down stay, when you're practicing at home, you can start out with about 2 minutes and work all the way up to 5 minutes. And if you saw her put her nose on the ground, Rich told her no, because you don't do any sniffing during your down stays. Now when Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, just as he did on the sit-stay. And he makes her finish it the way it was taught. And he will demonstrate that down from a heel position again. And again, your living room is the best place to practice your down stays.
Down, stay.
We just get better camera angle outside. You can also call her out of this exercise. She comes in and sits. And she goes back to heel, back sitting. Very nicely done. Now the very next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is her down from a distance. So you're going to have her seated at your left, and you're going to leave her in a sit-stay. You're going to turn to face her. You're going to use your right hand to give the command. There you go. That's your down from a distance. Now we've demonstrated for you all of Holly's formal on-leash obedience commands. When you come to pick her up, we're going to go over a lot of things that we've learned about her and easier ways of living with her. She is just a doll, and she's done a great job here at school. We've enjoyed having her, and thank you so much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.